There's some talk in the building here about eliminating the 12th grade in Texas. Not going to happen?
I wish they'd have done that in 1967.
Or 73.
Yeah. I doubt that. I mean, look, there'll be upwards of 5,000 pieces of legislation passed. We'll be engaged in discussion with a lot of those. When I give my State of the State address, there will be a very clear and concise message to the legislature. These are the issues that we are going to focus on during this legislative session. I have worked in this building now for 25 years. I respect the process. I understand what a governor's role is in that, and where a governor stands back and lets the legislature work its will. We're always engaged. We let people know what we feel, but again, I respect this process substantially.
And there's another push to have a driver's license test in Texas in English only. Yeah. What do you think?
Well, obviously, being able to speak English is a very important aspect of getting ahead in this country. So I'm a big fan of total immersion of individuals who have English as a second language, getting them to be able to speak, write, and converse appropriately in English should be all of our goals. So every way that we can do that to help people become more engaged, if you will, in our culture, being able to speak the language is a very important one.
Let me ask you about TxDOT and the 5-member Texas Transportation Commission. Would you be willing to see a change there and perhaps having a commissioner appointed by the governor's office?
We have gone from 3 to 5, I think, over the course of the last 6 years. The legislature will debate it. At the end of the day, my instinct is that there won't be any changes in the number of commissioners. But again, if the legislature thinks it is in the best interest of our state to go to 1 commissioner or 3 or 5, I'm going to work with them. I happen to think that the commission as it's set up today is pretty functional. Getting our transportation infrastructure built and making sure we continue to have highways and airports and rail that serves the people and keeps Texas economically viable is substantially more important than whether there's 1, 3, or 5 or no commissioners, an appointed one. I think it's an interesting debate, but it begs the point of how are we going to build more roads and be able to afford to keep Texas at the forefront of economic development in this country.
People are wondering how that's going to happen with our budget situation.
Yeah. Very true. And the legislature has taken away some tools, and hopefully we'll address those, have a good open debate. And my instinct is Texans want to see their families be able to move from community to community in a safe way. They want to be able to get home to be with their children, whether it's at a piano recital or an athletic event. They want to be able to move their product that they're producing in this state efficiently. If we don't do that, then we all lose. So is it better to build those roads today, or is it better to put them off and don't build them for 10 years? My bet is that steel rods and concrete and right-of-way, all of those will continue to escalate in their cost. So I would suggest, because we already are congested substantially, particularly in our major metropolitan areas, we need to build roads and we need to build them now. The legislature will have I'm sure, a very good and open and passionate debate about how do you pay for it. But the key is we're going to have to build more roads.
You favor sobriety checkpoints?
I don't have a problem with that. The fact of the matter is that stopping folks to make sure they're not driving drunk I think there's multiple of ways of which we can do that in the state of Texas without blocking up traffic on I-35 and using some of the technology we have today. But getting drunk drivers off our roads is really important.
By our research, you are the first governor in Texas history to be a card-carrying union member of SAG. What's that experience like? The Screen Actors.
Well, I'm still waiting for the AFL-CIO to throw their support behind one of my campaigns, but just being a member of the union doesn't bring you that support. So I did that purposely as a show of support for the film industry. Being a member, although it's very minor in my roles that I've played, but to be able to have that card, to vote on the inner workings of what's going on, even in a small way, sends a message of my commitment to the film industry in the state of Texas. We're blessed to have people like Robert Rodriguez that call Austin home. He is committed to staying here. Hopefully this session of the legislature, the members of the House and the Senate will both see and understand the power of making Texas even more attractive to the film industry because of the great economic impact that it can have. So I'm going to continue to work and support the film industry, and keeping those crews at work in Texas is really important economically.
Governor, thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it.